everybody, Frozen X-Blade here, and today I am finally here with that Destiny review. I'm sorry I couldn't get to uploading it in the past 2 days. I've been really busy, but here I am with a full-on review of this game, what my thoughts and opinions are, and if you should buy it or not if you haven't already. Now guys, before I get into this video, I know it's going to be very long, and I would really appreciate if you could stick through the whole thing and slap that like button down below. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, let's just get right on to the review. So, the reason I'm doing this is because The Taken King came out about a week ago. If you don't know, that's the third DLC for Destiny. Apparently, it's like a big thing. There's so much stuff that came out with it. It's like in between a DLC and a sequel almost. It's kind of ridiculous. But, so this review is going to be segmented into 3 sections, I suppose, maybe 2. So the 3 segments are, first I'm going to do like overall, like the general stuff that happens before you get into the game. Then I'm going to go over the story and the strikes and patrols, and lastly I'm going to go over the Crucible or the multiplayer. So guys, let's jump right into this. Now before you even get to start up the game, you have to download compatibility packs, which I know Destiny is a very like memory taking up game. Like it takes up a lot of space, and it does take a while to download, but however, with The Taken King coming out, you have to download 4 compatibility packs for this. And it's not like these are quick and easy, like 15-minute things that you can download while you play a game. Each compatibility pack takes 2 to 3 hours to download. So as you can imagine, it's quite frustrating to be able to want to play this game, then you just have to like wait about a day of just downloading a bunch of compatibility packs before you can even log on. So that is definitely a downside right off the back. Once you log in, you're going to get to customize. You might not be able to see me, but I am air quoting right now. Customize your character, but you have such limited options for customizing your character. I don't even know why they put it in. You can like choose your race, like human or robot, and then you can like put paint on your face. That's it. You can't, like, make yourself look like a Star Wars character or anything. So if you're expecting to make yourself look cool and unique, sorry, you're gonna look just like everyone else. When you log on, you will go to the hub world, or the tower. I'm just going to call it the tower from now on, so try to keep up. And the bads about this, they tried, like, Destiny, they boasted about, like, being a combination between a FPS and an MMO. It has a bunch of MMO elements like a loot system and leveling up, and for the most part it works, but with the social interaction, I believe it falls flat. You can't talk to each other while you're in the hub. It's kind of useless for interacting unless you have an Xbox Live party. You can dance with each other though. Great, I guess. There are long loading screens all over the place, and it definitely turns me off to go into the hub very often, because it takes about 2 minutes for the screen to load for you to get there and go back, and you have to go there quite often, like about after every mission, because you have like engrams to decrypt so you can get gear and stuff, and it can be quite a pain. I would rather just have it be a menu you can go on, decrypt some stuff, get incoming mail, and then be on your merry way, and not have to take so much time just trekking across a giant world when you could just have it as a menu. The aesthetics on it are kind of cool, and there are some hidden Easter eggs in the hub though that I won't spoil for you, and you guys can find those out for yourselves. Back to the loading screens I talked about earlier. These happen every time you have to like go from the main outer space mission, like basically, your overall general screen will be just like your ship, and you'll be in outer space, and you'll be ready to launch to wherever you need to go. If you're trying to go anywhere from there, it will take at least 2 minutes for the screen to load. Sometimes it won't be so bad, because things like your ghost, which is pretty much a personal companion just talking to you, can sometimes like help it a little bit, but most of the time it's just boring loading screens, which no one likes. I like the general interface while you're in outer space though. It looks cool. The aesthetics are pretty cool looking, I'm not gonna lie. That's one of the fortes of this game. It has really great graphics. Like, they're pretty unique. They're not gritty at all. Like, I really love the sci-fi look this game gives off. I don't know about you guys. Onto the story mode / patrols / strikes, all the stuff that molds in with that. So the main story, so basically the storyline behind this game, seems like it's going in the right direction after the first level. There are some intriguing characters, and then it disappears. Basically, Destiny does not have any kind of cohesive story. They have online Grimoire cards, which basically you can log on to Destiny.net and they will tell you things about the game, but who wants that? We want a story. We want a cohesive story like we saw in Halo. Like, even Call of Duty has pretty, like, they have stories. This does not. This just has some, like, online writing that you can go and look up in your spare time, but I don't even know why you would, because it's pretty monotonous and boring. The gameplay itself is definitely this game's strength. Like, it has no story, but the gameplay is pretty fun, especially in the story mode. So, the gun variety is one of the best things about this game. You know that Halo only has, like, a specific amount of guns, and even Call of Duty, to some point, only has, like, 50 guns, and you're like, only 50? Well, I'm pretty sure Destiny has something like 500 different guns you can get. They're all really cool with all the legendaries and exotics. They're super cool. I love the gun variety in this game, and it makes me want to play it more. I like the story mode because it's a lot less stressful than like normal COD or like Halo multiplayer experience, like constantly just going every which way, wondering if you're gonna die, being frustrated by noobs, camping with noob tubes, or whatever you have to worry about. It's not very stressful, and you can like sit back and enjoy a nice time with your friend. This is a great multiplayer game if you have friends you want to play this with. But it's also good for single player too. Like, you can enjoy this by yourself. It's not impossible either. So that's what's good about the gameplay. I kind of don't, like, the gameplay and the story could be mixed up though. Like in Halo series, there were some stealth missions, there were some cool tank missions where you could go around in a tank and blow everything up. There isn't much of that in Destiny. Like, it's basically kill all the enemies, proceed on to the next checkpoint. While it can get kind of, repetitive, the enemy variety and the loot system keep you intrigued. Speaking of the loot system, I kind of have a love-hate relationship. You don't get into the really cool kind of holy crap, this is an amazing gun kind of loot until you play for a few hours, but when you do, holy crap, the guns are amazing. Like, you have things that shoot lightning, you have, like, the gun that you'll see me using in this video, like, shoots pulses of light. It's amazing. I love the gun variety in this game, and I know I'm capitalizing on this a lot, but it's one of my favorite parts of the game. You can also get gear, but like I'm gonna compare it to Advanced Warfare Supply Drop, like, you don't really want one of those enlisted knee pads. You're gonna get those a lot, and it can be kind of annoying. Also, the odds are never in your favor with the loot system. It seems like everyone else always gets the loot but you. It's very hard to pull exotic weapons or even legendaries, especially early on. And even so, you're not able to use them until a certain level, which can be annoying. Next up, we have the patrols, which are basically side quests where you trek around in a certain area to complete random objectives, and they're pretty boring. Like, there's one that's just like scan the area where you stand there for about 10 seconds and it's just like, okay, have some XP. It's kind of just, I feel like it's something they threw into the game at the last second. It doesn't feel very polished or complete at all, which you'll see is my general opinion a lot about this game. It's not a very polished game in a gameplay sense. I like the strikes, though. It really capitalizes on the multiplayer aspect of the game because you cannot play them single player. You have to play these with 2 other players. They're a lot of fun, especially working together with randoms, even if you don't have, like, voice chat on. It's a lot of fun just, like, working together with higher levels and slaying some cool monsters, getting some cool loot, and a lot of experience. However, the matchmaking in strikes are annoying. Like, either your teammates will quit on you, making the level impossible, and you're going to be forced to quit also, or you'll join late in a match, and they'll be, like, already halfway through the level, and you'll have to catch up to them, and once you finally do, the level's over. So, it's not the most satisfying thing in the world. Now we're going to go on to the Crucible, which is the multiplayer experience of this game. A lot of people say that Destiny has one of the best multiplayer experiences on the market. Like, it is definitely a unique multiplayer experience. I agree and also disagree with this. While it's a good concept, I think it needs a lot, and I mean a lot of polishing. The multiplayer is kind of like Halo. It has similar times to kill and similar map flow. However, something set it apart distinctly. First of all, instead of flow based on weapon spawns, like everyone rushing to the rocket launcher at spawn to get some free kills, it's based on special ammo you can pick up for your more powerful guns. So that ammo is normal ammo, which you start off with, special ammo, and heavy ammo. One of the disadvantages of this is you start off with special ammo. So the reason I say this is a downside is because, in my opinion, the shotguns in this multiplayer are extremely overpowered. You can just be running along, minding your own business, and BAM! You're just dead. Shotguns have the ability to one-shot you, and some of them fire at extremely high fire rates, making it quite annoying to deal with. The ammo is timed in a weird way too. Like, heavy ammo for the LMGs and rocket launchers will, like, drop every 5 minutes, and special ammo will drop every 1 or 2 minutes. I've seen people just, like, kind of walk by ammo, like, because the primary weapons that you start off with are quite enough to get through. There's no real inclination that you need that rocket launcher to do amazing, which I'm not a fan of, gonna be completely honest. One thing that I don't like about the Destiny multiplayer is it has nothing to mix it up. Like, Call of Duty has its kill streaks, and Halo has its vehicles. Destiny doesn't really have anything except for your special abilities, which don't play that big of a part. They'll get you a few kills, sure, but they're not something big, you know?
There's a new relic. Go and get
also, my biggest problem with the game that I know a lot of people haven't talked about, but this is huge with me, I hated this, is the radar. They did the radar completely wrong. Like, I like the radar in Halo better than Call of Duty, actually, but I don't know what they were doing with the radar in this game. Instead of clear, cohesive dots as to where your enemies are, it splits your screen into your radar into about, like, 8 segments or so, and basically, if your enemy's in that direction, it'll highlight a segment. Also, while you're aiming down sights, your radar is off. Even with things that don't zoom in, like some machine guns, it's very, very, very annoying to try to deal with that. Like, you can't, like, go around corners, and it's very unclear where the enemies are because you don't know. Also, one thing I do like about the Crucible, like, I know I've been bashing on it a lot, is the pacing of the games. Like, sometimes Call of Duty can feel too fast-paced, or Halo can drag out a little bit, but Destiny seems like it's got the pacing down just right. Like, it's never too busy in a game, but there's never, like, no enemies around either. I think it's a perfect pace for a multiplayer game.
relic secure.
Sorry.
One final push and victory
Another
is
great
yours.
thing about Destiny in general is the graphics. The graphics in this game are amazing, especially in, like, the Crucible. They're beautiful. Like, there are foresty landscapes. There are, like, huge deserts to explore. I really like the open world aspect of this and how beautifully the backgrounds are designed. Even though I'm on Xbox 360, I'm sure they're even better on Xbox One. I just really love the graphics in this game. Like, sometimes in the middle of the multiplayer, I'll just, like, stop in the middle of a gunfight and just, like, wow, that thing's so cool, and then I'll, like, die and, like, come back to my senses. But honestly, the graphics are really good in this game. One of my final complaints is about the game modes, and this will kind of tie in with my very last complaint. Without buying the DLC, you only have 3 game modes available in the multiplayer, and that is a 6v6, a 3v3, and a free-for-all. Now, if you guys have ever played COD or Halo, you know that this is a stupidly small amount. A stupidly small amount. Call of Duty and Halo both probably have about 30 game modes, including party games and like hardcore stuff. This has nothing, and without buying the DLC, which is what I'm going to get onto lastly, and that is, this game is way too reliant on you buying the DLC. It's almost in a pay-to-play kind of fashion. So, buying the DLC, what you get about double the extra story missions, so you get that much. And keep in mind, the story isn't the longest of all games on Earth. Like, the story is only about like 4 to 5 hours long. Maybe 6 if you're going to like explore everything. You get 7 more game modes, I believe, with the multiplayer. You get a ton of new available loot, like armor and weapons and vehicles that you can get. None of this you can get without buying the DLC. And to seal the deal, you can't buy the DLC separately. You have to buy all the DLC as one giant $60 package, which I'm not inclined to do. Maybe I only want some of the DLC. It won't let you buy them separately, which just kind of baffled me. Why would they do that? Like, I get they want you to buy all the DLC, but that just makes me not want to buy the DLC at all. Well, guys, now for the conclusion. Even though I bashed on this game a lot, I definitely think that Bungie is going in a good direction with this game. I just think they have to do a lot of polishing up with it. One big problem that I think a lot of people didn't like about this game is the fact that it was hugely overhyped. I mean, this is Bungie, the creator of the Halo series, that killer app that sold the Xbox 360. This game, in comparison, is just kind of mediocre, and I don't think we were expecting it from Bungie. All in all, I give this game a 6 out of 10, and I really hope that Destiny 2 can fix some of these problems and make this an experience that's worthy of the Bungie name. Well, guys, that's it for this video. Did you agree with my review? Is there anything you like/don't like about Destiny? If so, make sure to let me know in the comments below, and subscribe for more content like this. Also, make sure to let me know if you want to see more reviews of games, like Black Ops 3 is going to be coming out soon, and you'll definitely see some gameplay for that. Well, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.